Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about various personality theories in detail. Now, the first one is the intrapsychic theory. See, this theory was given by a very famous psychoanalyst, Sir Sigmund Freud. So basically, Sigmund Freud believed that the personality of an individual builds from constant interaction of conflicting forces in the mind. Okay, there are various, okay, precisely three forces which are there in our mind. Okay, it our personality basically builds from the constant interaction of these forces. Okay, so he divided mind into preconscious, subconscious and unconscious mind. Okay, and these forces, the precisely three forces are there in these parts or these minds. Okay, now what are these three elements that are there in our mind? Okay, the first one is the id. See, id is that part of mind which wants immediate gratification. Okay, it does not think of repercussions. It just want intense, immediate satisfaction of our need. Okay, for example, if I am hungry, okay, I want food at any cost. I will not think about anything. Okay, I will not value anything. Okay, what is right, what is wrong? No, I will just want food. I will just want water if I'm thirsty. Okay, so it is that part of mind which wants immediate satisfaction of our need. It does not think of its repercussions. Okay, then comes is the superego. Superego is basically that force which is related to the values, okay, that a person has inculcated through his growing years. Now as a person grows, he or she has developed certain values, certain values that the person has to, you know, gain so that he or she is acceptable in the society. For example, to touch in Indian culture particularly, we have to touch the feet of our elders. Okay, we have to say them, we have to greet them with folded hands. Okay, so these type of things are basically the values that are there in certain every society. And superego is that part of mind which is basically related to our values that we have gained through our growing years. Okay, now the ego is basically that part of logical or subconscious mind which is related with reality principle. Okay, it acts as a balancer in real life. So see, what does this mean? Let us understand this through an example. See, like for example, I'm driving a car. Okay, and I find the road empty and want to drive fast. So what is it? It is asking me, the force, id force is asking me to drive fast. It is not thinking of repercussions, that it will be dangerous, it is dangerous to drive fast for me and others. No, it is nothing, thinking nothing like that. It is just asking me to drive fast. Okay. Then after this, let's say my super ego comes in picture. It says that there that it is something which is dangerous to me. Okay, and also for the other people. Okay, because this is something that I have started valuing as I have grown, because society, my parents have taught me that, okay, you should never do the things which are dangerous for you and others. Okay, so my superego is going to tell me not to do this. So the question arises is now what to do. Okay, so here my ego will come into picture. It will ask me to compromise, okay, and say that you can drive at a medium speed now. Okay, you don't have to drive fast, or you don't have to drive slow also, you don't have to drive fast also. You, since the road is empty, you can drive at a medium speed. So what have I done? Basically, I have compromised, right? Right. So what did we understand? This theory basically tells us that there are three conflicting forces in a mind namely the preconscious, subconscious, and your unconscious mind. And these three forces are id, superego, and ego. The id tells us to fulfill the immediate gratification, whereas my superego tells me to value a thing. Okay, it basically asks me to behave in a conscience, behave from the conscience, okay, wisely. Then ego tells me to be a balancer, right, to balance the situation basically. So it deals with the reality principle. Okay, now let us discuss about Sheldon's physiognomy theory. See, Sheldon believed that human body type can also be related to personality. So a person's personality can also depend on the body structure that a person is having, and he called these body structures somatotypes. Okay, so the first one under somatotype is endomorph. So who is an endomorph? It is a personality which is relaxed, calm, and loving personality. Okay, so this kind of personality has a body type plump, that is, it's a bit fat. We in our daily life also see that fat people are usually very calm and composing. They don't get angry easily, right? Then the second one which he talked about is mesomorph, wherein he said that the person who is quite active, energetic, and has a body structure muscular. Okay, so that kind of personality is basically mesomorph, right? And also he said ectomorph is a kind of personality which is having a body structure which is lean and thin, and the person is quiet, gets angry easily, and is sensitive and assertive, right? So this was all about Sheldon's physiognomy theory, wherein he described the personality through the human structure, right? Then now let us discuss about Carl Jung's introvert-extrovert theory. See, Carl Jung was the first person who basically talked about introversion and extroversion. So he called introverts to be the people who are being guided by their own ideas. They like to be alone, okay? They are less flexible, they don't want to be friendly with others, and they like being alone most of the times, right? Then extroverts are basically outgoing people who are friendly, they like to travel, they are flexible, okay? So he was the first one to talk about these two factors, introversion and extroversion. Then further he talked about that these two types of personalities, introvert and extrovert, can have four functions of with their respective personalities. Okay, so thinking, sensation, feeling, intuition, meaning that these two personalities can have the these four things in a combination, right? For example, a person who is an introvert, okay, he can have a personality of being he can be a thinking combination or a sensation combination together. Okay, so what did we understand today? We basically understood the meaning of personality theories. Basically, personality theories are all those theories which talks about what kind of personality a person can have depending on various things. The first one was intrapsychic theory, which basically talks about id, superego, and ego force that is in various types of minds like preconscious, subconscious, and unconscious. It tells us to fulfill the immediate need or gratification. Okay, then superego is a basically a, a factor which basically is related to values that a person has inculcated through his growing years. And ego is basically the balancer. Okay, it tells us to compromise. Then we talked about Sheldon's physiognomy theory, which basically talks about the personality depends on the human structure. The person having a plump body type is endomorph, that is fun, relaxed, calm, composing. Then mesomorph. Okay, mesomorph is a person who is muscular in structure and is energetic. Okay, ectomorph is one who is quite sensitive and has a lean body structure. Then we further talked about Carl Jung's introvert-extrovert theory, wherein he told that there are two types of personalities, introverts and extroverts, and further they can have four functions in a combination, that is thinking, sensation, feeling, and intuition. Now let us discuss some important questions. Who gave physiognomy theory? Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud, William Sheldon, Alfred Marshall. See, we just discussed that it was given by William Sheldon. Okay, physiognomy theory depending on the body structure. So the correct option would be William Sheldon, C option for this question. It is that part of mind which focuses on values, immediate fulfillment, happiness, conscious. See, we basically discussed that id is basically related to our unconscious mind, which focuses on immediate fulfillment, gratification basically. Okay, it wants to fulfill its needs, right? So immediately. So this was all for today. Thank you so much for your time. See you soon. Bye bye.